Shalom, shalom, Israel. Giving all praise to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm Brother Roger Todd coming back to you on a Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening class. The time to stop playing the game. This is right here. Hey, sorry, class is starting a little late today. Hey, let me know in the comment section if y'all can hear me good. But hey, I know I'm starting a little late today. Had to do a few errands, had to drop off a little brother and stuff. But you know, hey, I'm glad that we're still able to do these things, man. But I hope all is well out there, all Israel. I hope y'all had a good day today at work, or like I hope y'all had a good off day, and so on and so forth, man. I hope y'all, being patient, being humble and meek. Hey, y'all, just continue to endure until these things, for y'all see that the time is at hand. But we can go ahead and jump straight into this thing. Today's title is "Can the Lord Use You?" Say that again. Can the Lord use you? Because like a lot of times people come into the truth and they be like, hey man, what can I do? Or like they have some type of doubt in their mind, or it could be many other reasons on like, why I brought out this class. Like, but that's how I look at it on the standpoint or whatnot. But like, you gotta ask yourself, can the Lord use you? Like, what can you bring to the table to impress the Lord, man? Because hey, we ain't out here to impress men. We out here to impress the Lord, man. Because we do this for Him. Because hey, when we read on the scriptures or whatnot, it always tells us that the Lord chose us, and we didn't choose Him. But He also tell you to choose Him. But more importantly, He chose you first, though, man. But the first precept we're gonna go ahead and get is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12. Shalom, Officer Yaakov. Hey, can you type in the chat to see if you can hear me good? Is the volume good? Yaakov?
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Let no man despise thy youth.
Bring that up again.
Let no man despise thy youth.
Because that goes into like a spiritual aspect. All praises, no limit, Ron. But yeah, so like that goes into like a spiritual aspect, or it can also go into like a carnal aspect, but more importantly spiritual, because us being young in this truth, like I'm talking to like the younger brews or whatnot, because the Lord put it on my spirit to bring this precept out first. So like a lot of times, you have older brothers and sisters that feel like I can read static. All right, but a lot of times, older brothers and sisters or whatnot, they feel like a younger brother or a sister can't, tell them anything or whatnot. But when it comes down to this Bible, spiritually you are older than them, man. But carnally, you younger than them. But that's like with any type of thing or whatnot. Say if a brother been doing construction for 20 years, and then you have a brother that's like up in age, like what, 50 or 60 years old, and he only been there for like a week, and he trying to tell his brother how to do his job. Meanwhile, the brother has a whole lot of experience. Like, bring that to the truth. Like, you've been in this truth for a little minute, whether it been a month, whether it been a year or whatnot. Versus having a brother that's trying to tell you about the Bible, but really don't know nothing, man. Because he go based off his vain opinion, or like saying with a sister or whatnot. But it says, what was that? Verse 12 again. Let no man despise thy youth. So don't let them despise you just because you're young or whatnot. But read on.
But be thou an example.
Read that again.
But be thou an example.
So that's one way of the Lord using you as a young man or a young sister that's in His truth. He said, "But be thou an example." Because look at David. David was young. Hey, he was he was like over the sheep or whatnot. He was the shepherd of the sheep. And then you got Yahweh Shai himself. He was out there teaching in the synagogue at a young age, and so on and so forth. So, hey, the Most High God is showing you that He can use any and everybody, like concerning Israel or whatnot, to teach His word. But go ahead.
But be thou an example of the believers.
Of the what?
Of the believers.
Because we know believing is the action word or whatnot. We ain't got to get it, but we know Sirach 32 and 24, it say what it say about the law, statutes, and commandments, about believing. But go ahead.
In word.
In what?
In word.
So, hey, whenever you have, like, some type of word to say or whatnot, you ain't going based off your word, you're going based off the word of God. But go ahead.
In conversation.
So, hey, the conversations that you have, you being an example showing, like, people, hey, you ain't got no filthy mouth or whatnot. You ain't talking about what the other younger generation, younger people is talking about. They talk about sex, they talk about money, they talk about drugs, cars, clothes, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you always talking about the Bible. I'm talking about every single conversation that somebody have, some way and somehow you always manage to bring out some type of precept concerning that matter, man. That's you being an example, but go ahead.
In charity.
And what?
In charity.
Because we know charity goes into love or whatnot. Because a lot of people, like, going into the understanding of this world, they think it's money. But when you read this Bible, it's going into, like, love, man. Like how you treat others. But go ahead.
In spirit.
Hey, we know what the spirit is according to the Bible. It's the word that, that he's speaking to you. But go ahead.
In faith.
Hey, when you have, when everybody be down and out or whatnot, you still have something to hold on to. You have this Bible to hold on to, man. In faith. But go ahead.
In purity.
And what?
In purity.
So, hey, everything that you, the way you carry yourself and so on and so forth, it's always like a purity, man. Like, they know that that brother is known for, like, speaking on this Bible and, like, actually putting works upon it or whatnot. And, like, living that thing out. Not only talking about it, but being about it. But go ahead.
Verse 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading.
Do what?
Give attendance to reading.
So, hey, brothers and sisters that's in the group chat, hey, you could really precept that with Revelations 1 and 3. It say, hey, give attendance to reading. And it say in Revelations 1 and 3, blessed is the man that reads. Because, hey, when you always give your undivided attention to, like, reading and, like, giving the Lord the time of the day, man, hey, you're going to be blessed for that thing. But go ahead.
To exhortation.
To what?
To exhortation.
Read on.
To doctrine.
Hey, we also know what doctrine is according to Proverbs 4 and 2. Matter of fact, we go ahead and get there. Because, like, you have doctrines of men, and then you have doctrines of the Most High God. Let's see what his doctrine is whenever you get there. Right?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
For I give you good doctrine.
For I give you what kind of doctrine?
For I give you good doctrine.
Because there is a such thing as bad doctrine, going into, like, people going based off of what they believe in, or like in Christianity, in Islam, Seventh-day Adventists, and so on and so forth. That's bad doctrine, man, that our people have learned in captivity. But when it comes down to the Most High God and his word, our heritage and whatnot, he said, I give you good doctrine. Read on.
Forsake ye not my law.
Do what?
Forsake ye not my law.
It says, forsake ye not my law, man. So, hey, we know, hey, that law is going to endure to the end, man. It's really going to always be there. It said that the law is going to have dominion over man as long as he lives, man. Even when we get into the kingdom, hey, we still going to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and whatnot, man, to the best of our ability. But really, hey, we're going to be keeping them perfectly, man, in the kingdom. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get John chapter 15 and verse 14.
Nah, I had to do my thoughts, my bad.
Oh, no, you good.
You said 15, 14?
Yeah, 15 to 14.
The book of St. John, chapter 15 and verse 14. Ye are my friends.
Read that again.
Ye are my friends.
So, hey, I don't know how, like, how brothers and sisters feel about that, but, hey, that's a powerful thing to see that the King of Kings or whatnot, or, our King, of course, but, how he could call us friends, man. He could have called any and everybody friends or whatnot, but out of all people, he chose Israel to call his friends, man, because, hey, we keeping his word, or what, well, he is the word, but, we keeping the things that, the will of the Father, should I say. But go ahead.
If ye do whatsoever I command you.
Read that one more time.
If ye do whatsoever I command you.
So, hey, that's it's a but in that, or should I say it's an if in that. It says, ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. So Christ is telling you to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments or whatnot. that's when you his friend or whatnot. Shalaki. But when you ain't doing that, hey, you his enemy, man. But go ahead.
Henceforth, I call you not servants.
He call you not what?
I call you not servants.
Because it's a difference between being a friend and being an enemy or whatnot, man. I mean, or being a servant, should I say. Because a servant, hey, you ain't gonna have no type of capacity for them, man. You gonna tell them to do this, that, and the third. But when you your friend, hey, that person holds you near and dear to them, man. He gonna treat you like a fellow brother and whatnot. Because if I ain't mistaken, I believe Captain Jerubbaal brought this out in the Sabbath class about a servant and versus being a friend of the of the Lord. But go ahead.
For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth.
Read that one more time.
For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth.
Because hey, like we can compare that to like how we work on these everyday jobs or whatnot. He said, like, how we got Esau over us or whatnot. Hey, they be sitting in the office. We don't know what they be doing in there, man. But they know everything that we be doing. Hey, because they be watching us like a hawk, man. I'm talking about even the job that I work at. They got drones flying over, like, just to watch and see what we're doing. Or they'll pull up in the truck, like, far off somewhere, on a high hill or whatnot, and try to see, what are we doing. But when it come down to them, we don't know what they doing. But go ahead.
But I have called you friends.
But I have what?
But I have called you friends.
He said, but I have called you friends. So, like, then you know that Christ will tell you any and everything that you need to know to make it into the kingdom. Because best believe, if the Most High God would have told Christ about what time he was coming back, best believe Christ would have told us, man. And then, hey, you know how people is. They'll probably try to say if he came back at 12 o'clock p.m. or a.m., hey, we'll try to get ready at 11:59, man. Knowing that we did all this sin in just in 60 seconds. Y'all try to get right, man. That's a nigga mentality. But go ahead. Go ahead. You can start from the top. Yeah.
Verse 15 from the top. Henceforth I call you not servants.
Uh-huh.
For the servants knoweth not what his Lord doeth.
Uh-huh.
But I have called you friends.
Uh-huh.
For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
So, hey, just like how I was explaining it, I jumped the gun, but hey, all praises, man. He said, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you, man. Let you know, hey, that's a special thing, man. But read on. 16 is the point.
Verse 16. Ye have not chosen me.
Read that again.
Ye have not chosen me,
Uh-huh.
but I have chosen you.
But I what?
But I have chosen you.
He said, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Going back into the title, can the Lord actually use you? Because, hey, he already given you a gateway or whatnot, or like giving you the upper hand, should I say, or whatever the case may be, because he chose you. But what are you going to do with that, man? Are you going to take it or are you going to leave it? But go ahead.
It ordained you.
And what?
It ordained you.
Read on.
That ye should go and bring forth fruit.
And bring forth what?
And bring forth fruit.
Because hey, we know what fruit is according to 2 Ezra 3 and 20, man. We got to bring forth that good fruit, not that evil fruit or whatnot, or that tree that don't yield no type of fruit. Because we already know what Christ said about a tree that don't yield no fruit, man. But go ahead.
And that your fruit should remain.
Should what?
Should remain.
But go ahead.
That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name.
In whose name?
In my name.
Read on.
He may give it to you.
He may what?
He may give it to you.
So you see how much stuff that you get just in that, like in verse 16 or whatnot. So he chose you, and then he said, hey, if you pray for good fruit, that your fruit shall remain, meaning, hey, whenever it's all said and done, I don't know if you scoffing or whatnot, brother, but hey, better repent of the Most High God, he'll kill you too, or sister, whatever you is. But even going back to, like he said, and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. So even going into like how anything that you ask of the Father, he gonna give to you, man. Just for him choosing you and you doing his delight or whatnot. But go ahead.
Verse 17. These things I command you.
These what?
These things I command you. that ye love one another.
That you do what?
That ye love one another.
So he also told us, hey, we need to love one another, man. So hey, that goes far, that goes far as well, man. But give me Deuteronomy 7:7.
What about day, man? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art what?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says, because we always break this down at, when we be out at camp all the time, man. Or even sometime in class or whatnot, man. Like, hey, we could bring this mud out 100 times a week, man. And it still would never get old. Because this mud always pack a punch, man. It says, for thou art an holy people. The word holy means to be separate. But go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Hey, you see that word thy? That means that's possessive. It said unto the Lord your God, or to the Lord thy God. But go ahead.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee.
He did what?
Had chosen thee.
So, hey, that's another precept. You can precept with that John chapter 15 and verse 14, man. Or you could precept it with 16. But yeah, it said, the Lord thy God had chosen thee. So, hey, again, that's special, man. It says to be a special people unto himself. So, hey, we know that we are special people, hey, because the amount of things that we do as a nation of people, we know that we special, man. Like, we always had that in the back of our mind. We was like, okay, we cook the best, we dance the best, we look the best. Hey, we play any sport that they got, we do it the best. Hey, any type of singing, any type of rapping and so on and so forth, we do it all the best. Why is that? You know, and as time passed, when we got into this truth, we was like, oh, that's why. Because we are that chosen people, man. We just didn't know at the time, man. But, hey, you know, the Lord, he always let his people know at a certain time, man. Everybody is different, man. But go ahead.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Read on.
Above all people.
Above what?
Above all people.
So, hey, that sounds like a racist guy to me. The word racist just means, hey, for his people or whatnot, man. He says above all people. Read on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
That are what?
That are upon the face of the earth.
So not just in Texas, not just in California, but, hey, upon the face of the earth, man. But go ahead.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you.
Hey, there go that word again, choose. But go ahead.
Because ye were more in number
Read on.
than any people.
For
ye were the fewest of all people.
But we was what?
For ye were the fewest of all people.
Because we was the fewest of all people. Because, you know, the Lord, he did scatter us to the four corners of the earth, man. But just think about it. If we was all, like, in the United States or whatnot, hey, they wouldn't be able to hold us, man. And even going back to verse 6, how he said we are special people, man. Hey, we know how to fight too, man. But, you know, the Most High God, he had to do a whole lot of cursing upon us for us to be like, you know, earth, like to be like down and out or whatnot. To be like at a lower estate, should I say. But go ahead.
Verse 8. But because the Lord loved you.
But because of what?
But because the Lord loved you.
Hey, man. So, hey, we really got to, like, you know, meditate on these things, man. It said because the Lord loved us, man. So what are we going to do? Are we going to love him back? Or are we going to keep on doing the things that we've been doing? Going back to the title again. Can the Lord actually use you? But go ahead.
And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers.
Which he did what?
Which he had sworn unto your fathers.
Because, hey, when the Lord speaks something, best believe, hey, it's coming to pass, man. Because think about it. If the Lord had the mindset that we had or whatnot, and he changed his mind every so often, hey, we'll be in trouble, man. We'll all be dead right now, man. Because, you know, even like the first time when he destroyed the earth and whatnot, he still kept a remnant. He kept Noah and, you know, his sons and they wives and whatnot, man. And he even took, you know, two of each animal, an unclean animal, and, you know, 7 pairs of like the clean animals and so on and so forth. That's for another topic at another time, man. But hey, even going back to that, hey, the Lord always keep the things that he say, man. But go ahead.
Had the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand,
No, with the soft hand.
with a mighty hand,
No, with the weak hand.
with a mighty hand,
Now, he brought us out with a mighty hand, man, going into the time of Egypt. But go ahead.
and redeemed you
Uh-huh.
out of the house of bondmen,
Of who?
of bondmen,
Going into like Egypt or whatnot, which is going to explain in the next sentence. But go ahead.
from the hand of Pharaoh,
Uh-huh.
king of Egypt,
King of what?
king of Egypt.
Because we know what Egypt means according to Exodus 20 and 2. It means house of bondage, man. But hey, even going back to it, hey, the Lord, he still chose you, man. So again, what are we going to do with this thing, man? But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Isaiah 44 and 1. Because even when you read Deuteronomy 1 and 1, we always got to get the context, man, of who did the Lord choose and whatnot.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Yet now hear, O Jacob,
Oh, who?
O Jacob.
So, hey, Jacob is not just a person, man. It's a people, man. Because even when you look at how when Jacob was fighting the angel or whatnot, he was like, your name is no longer Jacob, but Israel, man. Which means the prince that has power. But go ahead.
O Jacob, my servant.
My who?
My servant.
We don't.
In Israel, whom I have chosen.
Whom I have what?
Whom I have chosen.
Because, hey, even like, because I ain't even look at it like that till just now. Even with the word servant and whatnot, he telling you, hey, you his servant. Only if you when it go down to keeping your commandments and whatnot. But hey, even when you look at the word servant, it's like two type of servant, should I say, man. You got a servant that's like a slave or whatnot, and then you have a servant of your brother or whatnot. In this context, it's talking about, a servant as far as like, serving the Most High God or serving Christ. But go ahead. Well, now that's all I want on that. Yeah, you know he get to. Yeah, go ahead, get to.
All right. Isaiah 44 and verse 2. Thus said the Lord that made thee,
Uh-huh.
and formed thee from the womb.
He did what?
And formed thee from the womb.
So, hey, everything is predestinated or whatnot. Hey, he already knew what we was going to do from the get-go or whatnot. But go ahead.
Which will help thee.
Which will what?
Which will help thee.
Go ahead.
Fear not.
Uh-huh.
O Jacob, my servant,
Read on.
and thou, Jeshurun,
Uh-huh.
who I have chosen.
Hey, there goes that word again, man. So, all this choosing that the Most High God is doing for his people, again, what are we gonna do, man? Can the Lord actually use you? Because hey, he basically throwing you an alley hoop, man. He let you know that hey, I'm doing all the rest for you. But hey, as far as like you serving me with joyful and gladness of heart and keeping my commandments and so on and so forth, are you gonna do it or you not gonna do it? Because hey, that leads me to Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19.
Uh-huh.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
So hey, the moment you hear about this truth or whatnot, Shalom, Sister Genesis. But the moment you hear about this truth, hey, let's believe them angels, they recording, man. They recording that day against you. But go ahead.
That I have set before you life and death.
Life and what?
Life and death.
So hey, he's giving you options. You got life and you got death. But go ahead.
Blessing and cursing.
You got blessings and you got curses. Hey, right now we are living in the curses, obviously, man. Because all the atrocities that's going on with our people, man. All the trials and tribulations that our people is going through. But if we would have just listened and we let the Lord use us, to like do what we need to do, or to like do His pleasures or whatnot, hey, we'll be living in those blessings, man. But go ahead.
Therefore choose life.
Do what?
Choose life.
So hey, he giving you an open book test, man. He telling you, hey, choose life, because that even goes into that other precept about, hey, the Most High God, he don't want to kill Israel, like the 2/3 or whatnot, but he know he gonna have to, man, because hey, he spoke. But go ahead.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
May what?
May live.
So hey, if you let the Lord use you and you actually doing it like willingly and not like as a forceful type of thing, hey, you'll see that light, man, as well as your seed. But let's go ahead and go to 2nd Ezra 7 and 59.
Well, my apocryphal looking toe.
Yeah, I guess.
I got it.
All right.
You said
7:59. Yeah, I go over here, got the Dead Sea Scrolls, man.
Okay. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 59.
Uh-huh.
For this is the light whereof Moses spake unto the people.
Uh-huh.
While he lived.
So, hey, we know even with Moses or whatnot, the Lord used Moses. Hey, that's another example of like a person that the Lord used. He used Moses for like a whole lot of things, man. Even though Moses didn't make it to the promised land, he did all these things, man. But hey, at the end, he still, did his duties as a man or whatnot, as a man of the Lord, because he knew he wasn't making it to the promised land, but he still, taught Israel, man. So like even like how Jerubbaal always say, how many of us can actually do that? Say if you just a vessel to teach the people, but you ain't making it to the kingdom. How many people can do that? But go ahead.
Say, choose the life.
Do what?
Choose the life.
So hey, Moses said the same thing to Israel, man. He was like, choose the life. Read on.
That thou mayest live.
That thou mayest what?
That thou mayest live.
Read on.
Nevertheless, they believe not in him.
Hey, so nevertheless, that remnant of Israel that always wanted to do their own little thing, that was doing the murmuring and complaining, it said, nevertheless, they believed not him. Read on.
Nor yet the prophets after him.
So they didn't believe Joshua, Nehemiah, hey, goddamn David, Shalaki with David, Solomon, and so on and so forth. They didn't believe none of them, man. They don't believe the report. But go ahead.
No, nor me, which have spoken unto them.
Which have what?
Which have spoken unto them.
Because, hey, each prophet, they always taught the same thing, man. All the prophets, taught about the laws, statutes, and commandments, man, and told you how to make it to the kingdom or to make it to the promised land. But yet, our people, they wanted to do it their own way. Shalom, Jonathan Scott. But read on.
Verse 61.
Uh-huh.
Verse 61. That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction.
Read that one more time.
That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction.
Uh-huh.
As shall be joy forever. As shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation.
That are persuaded to what?
That are persuaded to salvation.
It says that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, man. Because, hey, Moses even knew that some of them was going to be destroyed, man. But it says, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation, man. Because, that was heavy on Moses as well, man. He was like, damn, some of Israel, they died. But then I got this remnant over here that's actually trying to keep the commandments and whatnot, man. So, that does bring heaviness, like bringing up to today. Like how we got a lot of our family members that's not going to make it because they just ain't trying to hear it. So, versus like you got a brother or sister that be out there at camp that repent, man. Because, hey, even the angels in heaven, they rejoice when a sinner repent, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Joshua 24 and 15. Because, hey, going back to what we were talking about, this is another man that the Lord, used to, lead the people of Israel, man. Go ahead.
The book of Joshua, chapter 24 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose ye this day.
Do what?
Choose you this day.
Uh-huh.
Whom ye will serve.
Uh-huh.
Whether the gods which your fathers have served that were on the other side of the flood.
So, hey, Joshua just giving them to him plain, man. All the prophets did, but, hey, I always, probably, I say about 90% of my classes, I always bring this precept out, man, because that's a hard precept. Hey, and, he's, brutally honest, man. That's how my pops is. That's how I am, man. Hey, and that's how our forefathers is. But it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood. But go ahead.
or the gods of the Amorites,
Uh-huh.
in whose land ye dwell.
Uh-huh.
But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
We will what?
We will serve the Lord.
We will what?
We will serve the Lord.
So, hey, Joshua just let you know, hey, you either gonna serve them guys over there that can't, hey, do no good nor evil, or you gonna serve the Most High God, man. But he said, as for me and my house, hey, we gonna serve the Lord. We gonna serve the true and living God, man. So, hey, I love that spirit that the Lord put on Joshua, man. That he put on a lot of our people, man. You know, just bringing out the hardest truth or whatnot. It really ain't hard. It's just the truth, man. Like, you know, that's why they say that the truth hurts. Because, hey, everybody can't take it because they too, like, you know, caught up in their feelings or whatnot, man. Too concerned about how people may feel. But we don't, hey, we don't give a damn. Hey, you give a damn about how people feel about the truth?
God forbid.
Hey, God forbid, man. Meaning hell now. But, hey, we got to be like that, man, because as time progresses, when you in this truth, hey, it thickens your skin, man. So you like, hey, it is what it is, man. The Lord choose who he want to choose. He'll have mercy on whom he have mercy, and he'll have compassion on whom he have compassion on, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Psalms chapter 37 and verse 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Delight thyself also in the Lord.
Read that one more time.
Delight thyself also in the Lord.
So, hey, this is King David. He telling you, like, this is another brother that the Lord was using or whatnot. He said, delight thyself in the Lord, man. But go ahead.
And he shall give thee the
Desire.
I'm going to start over. Verse 4 from the top. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Of thy what?
Of thine heart.
So, hey, even King David saying the exact same thing like in the beginning of the class or whatnot. He said, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart, man. Like, how hard is that, man? We got the one and true God or whatnot. We got the creator of all things, and he's saying, hey, all you got to do is just keep my commandments, and hey, everything else, it'll be added unto you, man. As long as you keep on enduring and you know, doing this wholeheartedly and doing it with it. But go ahead.
Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
And he said, what?
And he shall bring it to pass.
It said, commit thy way unto the Lord. So, meaning, hey, you got to be committed in this truth or whatnot, man. It says, trust also in him. So, hey, don't let nothing waver, man. Don't let it be like, okay, on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to put all my trust in the Lord. But then for the rest of the days, I'm going to let it, you know, hey, be tossed to and fro or whatnot. My faith is going to waver, man. But you can't be like that, man. You either going to do it all the way or you're not going to do it, man. Because even in Revelation 3 and 15, that's why I say what it says. It's like, hey, you can't be lukewarm, man. I'd rather you be cold or whether you be hot, man. Because if you lukewarm, he's going to spew you out his mouth, man. Plain and simple. But go ahead.
Verse 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light.
As the what?
As the light.
So, hey, he's going to bring forth that righteousness as the light, man. Because we're going to get that precept later on in the class about, what's that, Matthew 5 and 13 or whatnot, about us being the light of the world. But, hey, he's going to bring forth that righteousness into the light, man. That's a way he's using you, man. He's going to show the world that you can be like a good servant unto him, man. But go ahead.
And thy judgment as the noonday.
As the what?
As the noonday.
Go ahead.
Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him.
Read that one more time, huh?
Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him.
Hey, because that's another thing, man. A brother that has patience, like look at Job for an example, man. Job had the most patience out of any brother that I know, man. Like throughout the whole Bible, man. Like that's some top-notch faith. I'm talking about or patience that I say, it goes into the same thing. But like all that Job went through, hey, and he still was able to serve the Lord. Even though when his wife had said what she said, she was like, curse God and die. I'm like, bro, you talking about you speak as one of the foolish women or foolish women or whatnot. Hey man, that's tough. To have even your wife, man, the woman that you sleep with every day, to tell you that, hey, that's crazy, man. But hey, nevertheless, that's some patience that we need to have, man. But go ahead.
Fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his way.
And his what?
In his way.
And his what?
In his way.
So, hey, more of the story, you're going to be prosperous, man, as long as, keep on doing what the Lord is asking you to do, man. Hey, being that example and letting the Lord use you, man. But, let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Yeah, go ahead.
Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Because what?
Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Because, hey, they can go into, like, Esau and them, or they can go into your own people, man. Like, they bring all these, these wicked devices, try to, hey, get you out this truth, try to, waver you or whatnot. But, hey, when you standing strong, when you like a tree planted by the rivers of water, hey, can't nothing even tempt you, man, at that point. You have times where, you try to, like, your spirit and your flesh is, like, warring against each other. But, hey, when you grounded or whatnot, hey, can't nothing take this away from you but yourself, man. Because you're the only one that can allow somebody to do that, man. When you know this is the truth, man. That's why I say, hey, better is for you to not know the truth than to know it and depart from it, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Hey, what you talking about, brother?
The book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 28. And we know that all things work together for the good of to them that shall like. I'm going to start that over. The book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God.
That what?
That love God.
It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. So, hey, anything that you doing for the Most High God, hey, in the end, hey, it's gonna show that you love God, and everything that you do, hey, every way that you have is gonna be prosperous, man. But go ahead.
To them who are called according to His purpose.
According to His what?
According to His purpose.
So, hey, 9 times out of 10, if the Lord has you in this truth, hey, He called you according to His purpose, man. So the Lord, He can use you, man. But you gotta put forth that effort to, also show the Lord that, hey, I want to be used, man, by you, man. Because I forget what precept it was. Hey, if y'all know it in the chat, or if you know, it say, hey, I'm a fool for Christ or whatnot. Roughly paraphrasing, man.
That's simple. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 20. 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 23. I want to say.
No, not that one.
Oh, it's another one?
Yeah. It says, are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool.
Yeah, I speak as a screw.
It's another. But hey, we'll come back to that. But hey, even with that, man, hey, I'd rather be a fool for Christ than, to be in this wicked world.
1 Corinthians 4 and 10. Shalom.
Okay, I'll pray. No, go ahead and get that.
You said 1 Corinthians chapter 10.
4.
4 and 2.
Yeah, 4 and 2.
Go ahead, bring that up.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse number 10. We are fools for Christ's sake.
Read that one more time.
We are fools for Christ's sake.
Because, yeah, everybody may look at us as, as fools or whatnot. Hey, we'll consider ourselves fools. That's cool, man. Because how does Christ feel about it?
But ye are wise in Christ.
But ye are what?
But ye are wise in Christ.
So, hey, y'all might think we fools or whatnot, but in Christ's eyes, hey, we wise, man. Or in the Most High God's eyes. But go ahead.
We are weak.
We are what?
We are weak. But ye are strong.
So, hey, when we are weak, hey, when we have Christ being that rock or whatnot, we are strong, man. And we say, well, He's strong or whatnot, which makes us strong. But go ahead.
Ye are honorable. But we are despised.
So, hey, Christ, hey, He's honorable, but we are despised for it, man. But, hey, at the same time, moral of the story, hey, we can be all those things, but, hey, we still gonna get the kingdom. We still gonna get the last laugh. Lord's will, man. But let's go ahead and go back to that Romans 8 and 28. Go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 28 from the top.
Go ahead.
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose.
According to his what?
According to his purpose.
Read on.
For whom he did foreknew, he also did predestinate.
He did what?
He also did predestinate.
So, hey, all these things, like I was saying, whenever I was breaking this down and whatnot, he said, hey, everything is predestinated, man, but go ahead.
To be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren.
Among what?
Among many brethren.
Go ahead.
Moreover, who he did predestinate, them he also called.
So, hey, those that he called, because he said, my sheep hear my voice. He said, moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. So, hey, then you know that all these things is just, hey, they all happen for that reason, man. But go ahead.
And whom he called, them he also justified.
He also what?
He also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified.
He did what?
Them he also glorified.
Because, hey, like, even when it comes down to it or whatnot, like I say, my sheep hear my voice, everybody's going to get an opportunity to hear this truth. Israel, of course, and whatnot. But, hey, again, like, I got to keep on reiterating it, man, because even with the Most High God, you know, he even got redundant with the things that he was saying or whatnot, because he knew that we was a stiff-necked and hard-necked people, man. Hey, we can, we can't even count on our fingers how many times Christ or the Most High God said, hey, keep my commandments, hey, choose life, or you gonna die, man, so on and so forth, man. So, hey, a lot of times we do have to, you know, reiterate these things, man, because, hey, we try to get it through our people's head, man, because our people are really destroyed, man, for a lack of knowledge, man, because of all the Stockholm syndrome that's been going on, hey, all the atrocities that our people been going through and whatnot. Hey, they try to blame God for the stuff that we go through and whatnot. Yeah, the Most High God did it, but hey, more importantly, we did it to ourselves, man. Because the Most High God, he told us, hey, if you keep my commandments, you'll live. If you don't keep my commandments, you'll die. So that's just plain and simple, man. Or you'll be in these curses, or if you kept my commandments, you'll be in these blessings, man. Plain and simple. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Yeah, you slow on the trigger. Israel had already got it, but appreciate you, man. That's done. I'll praise you. But go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
With some of thine heart.
With all thine heart. And lean not unto thy own understanding.
Because, hey, whenever you doing that thing or whatnot, the Lord can't use you, man. Because he see that you have a mind of your own, man. Hey, you want your flesh to be like over what your spirit is trying to tell you to do or whatnot, man. Because your spirit, it want to make it to the kingdom, man. But when it comes down to your flesh, hey, your flesh can care less about if you make it to the kingdom or not. Because, hey, the flesh know it's not going, man. It's not going to the kingdom. But go ahead.
In all thy ways, acknowledge him.
Do what?
In all thy ways, acknowledge him.
It says, in all thy ways, acknowledge him. Go ahead.
And he shall direct thy path.
And he shall what?
And he shall direct thy path.
And he shall use you, man. But go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord. And depart from evil.
And do what?
And depart from evil.
It says, be not wise in thine own eyes. Don't do your own little thing. But it says, fear the Lord and depart from evil, man. So once you start doing those things, hey, then the Lord, he be like, okay, I see that you really after my heart or whatnot, or you after my ways. So therefore, okay, I'm gonna use you, man. And I'm gonna make you shine before the men. or like, you know, these nations or whatnot. But let's go ahead and go to Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 7.
17:7.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord.
Read that one more time.
Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord.
Because, hey, that it can really go into like, I think I did bring this up. Yesterday in class, it said, blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord. Because we was going over like how it was different ways that a man could be blessed. It say, blessed is the man that read, blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, and you know, and many more of like precepts saying like how a brother can be blessed or how a sister can be blessed. But go ahead.
In whose hope the Lord is.
Uh-huh.
For he shall be as the tree planted by the waters.
By the what?
Shalom. For he shall be as a tree planted by the water.
Even going back into like how I was saying earlier in the class. It says, hey, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters. So, hey, when you planted by those waters, or you have a tree that's planted by those waters and whatnot, hey, that's a hard tree to move, man. He's like grounded, man. But go ahead.
And that spread it out her roots by the river.
By the what?
By the river.
Go ahead.
And shall not see when he cometh.
Uh-huh.
But her leaf shall be green.
Shall be what?
Shall be green.
Uh-huh.
It shall not be careful in the year of drought.
Because that goes into like how some of our people have like dry places and whatnot. That's even another class, man. But hey, so we really, those people, it says, and shall not be careful in the year of drought. Because, hey, it's doing everything that the Lord is telling it to do. But go ahead.
Neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
Neither shall what?
Neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
Because you see all these things going on with everybody else and whatnot. They having dry places and, you know, kind of in the truth, kind of out the truth. Meanwhile, hey, you pushing forward, you pushing toward the mark. Hey, you doing everything that the Lord is telling you to do, man. That's another person, another example, or another person that the Lord can use, man. A brother that's like that, because you know it's going into like a parable, but it's also going into like how you actually got trees that's planted by rivers of water and whatnot, and like how basically using it as an example or whatnot, should I say, you know, in a better lack of words. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're gonna get Matthew chapter 25 and verse 15.
Oh, boy. This is 1925.
You can go ahead and get that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Because you can precept that with that Proverbs 3 and 5. It says the heart is deceitful above all things. Uh-huh.
And desperately wicked.
And what?
And desperately wicked.
Uh-huh.
Who can know it?
So, you know, the Most High God having a sense of humor and whatnot, he like, hey, who can know it? The Most High God, he made us or whatnot, so he know how the heart is, how it properly goes into like, you know, the different examples or whatnot of like how you got the actual heart versus, you know, your heart being your mind or whatnot, man. So he know how it operates. But go ahead.
Verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart.
I who?
I, the Lord, search the heart.
So, hey, the Lord, he knows your heart, man. He knows your mindset. But go ahead.
I try the reins.
I what?
I try the reins.
Hey, so he going real deep into your spirit or whatnot to see if you really like, you know, own that, like what he's talking about. But go ahead.
Even to give every man
Uh-huh.
according to his ways.
Hey, whether they be good or whether they be evil. But go ahead.
And according to the fruit of his doing.
Of his what?
Of his doing.
Uh-huh. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. We're going to get Matthew chapter 25 and verse 15. Because, like how I was telling you earlier in the class, we're going to go into, like, these talents that the Lord had give us or whatnot, man. So, like, matter of fact, we just going to read it, man. And I'll explain, you know, as time, as we get into the precepts. But go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And unto the one he gave 5 talents.
He what?
He gave 5 talents.
It says, and unto the one he gave 5 talents. Go ahead.
To another 2.
Uh-huh.
And to another 1.
So, hey, this is going into like how you got 3 brothers or whatnot, or 3 sisters. He He says to one he gave 5 talents. He said to another he gave 2 talents. And he said to one he gave 1 talent or whatnot. But go ahead.
To every man according to his several ability.
To his what?
To his several ability.
Going into like the works that you show the Lord, or that you bring forth to the congregation, or like, you know, even into the world or whatnot. But go ahead. Like, you know, the world of Israel. But go ahead.
And straightway took his journey.
And what?
And straightway took his journey.
So, hey, all these men, they took they talents or whatnot. But go ahead. On their journey.
Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same.
With the what?
With the same. It made them other 5 talents.
And did what?
It made them other 5 talents.
So, hey, he multiplied his talents, man. So now he got 10. But go ahead.
And likewise, he that had received 2 talents, he gained other 2.
So, hey, he also multiplied them. He had 4 talents now. But go ahead.
But he had received, but he that had received 1 went and dig in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
But that one that had that 1 talent, hey, he didn't do nothing with it, man. He didn't basically going into like how we've been talking about this whole time, as far as like the fruit or whatnot. Hey, he didn't multiply that thing, man. He just basically buried, man. He hid his talent. But go ahead.
After a long time, the Lord of whose servant cometh and reckoned with them.
So, hey, you know, the Lord, he had came and he reckoned with them. He was trying to see like the progress or whatnot of like what each brother did. But go ahead.
Wait a second. I'm gonna read that again.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I did not read that right there.
He said his servant.
Okay. Read that again. Yeah. The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 19 from the top.
No, that's right.
Sirach. God damn.
Yeah.
So like the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 19 from the top. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoned with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents.
So, hey, going back to like the brother that had 5 talents, he now got 10 again. He brought that forth to the Lord. But go ahead.
Saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more.
We don't.
His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
So, hey, it pleased Christ or whatnot. Like, because, you know, he's going into like a parable, like that Christ is bringing out. But he says, hey, well done, thou good and faithful servant. So, hey, that's a man that the Lord can use, because you see that he multiplied those talents. He added unto what he had. But go ahead.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
So, hey,
of thy Lord.
You see how that happened, or like how that it basically trickled down or whatnot. Hey, the Lord started him off with 5. He added unto 5, and now the Lord is adding more unto him, man. He says, hey, thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things, man. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. But go ahead.
He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents.
So, hey, even with that brother, hey, you know, now he got 4 talents and whatnot when he had the 2. But go ahead.
Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant.
So, hey, he telling that brother the same exact thing. He was like, hey, well done, good and faithful servant. Go ahead.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
So, hey, 2 of them, hey, they up there, man. Hey, they, you know, the Lord added unto them, man, because of their doings and whatnot. But let's go ahead and see what the last brother did.
Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee, that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strong. If I was afraid, it went and hid thy talent in the earth.
Hey, so that even goes back into to Sirach, or it's talking about a sinful man would not be reproved, but except and finding an excuse, man. He's saying all these things just try to get out of like the wrath of the Lord. But go ahead.
Lo, there thou hast Lo, there thou hast that is thine.
Well, I got you. It says, verse 25, and I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. I see why you got turned.
Yeah, I knew it.
Verse 26, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. Hey, because wickedness and slothfulness, hey, that's sin, and it can get you put into the lake of fire. Thou knewest that I reap where I sown not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanges, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which had 10 talents. So, hey, that's showing you that, hey, the Lord, if you don't want to use your talent that the Lord give you or whatnot, he'll take that talent from you, and then he'll give it to another, man. He gave it to the brother that had 10 talents. So now that brother has 11 talents, and now you have no talents. And then, hey, let's read on. Verse 29. Point to, go ahead.
Verse 29. For unto every one that had shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that had not shall be taken away, even that which he had. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness.
Into what?
Into outer darkness.
Hey, so that brother was cast into the lake of fire, man, because he like, hey, you ain't profitable for me. Like how, but how like even like how I was saying with the tree that don't yield no fruit, man. Hey, it's unprofitable, man. But go ahead.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
So hey, it said there should be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man, because hey, you had the opportunity to do what the Lord asked you to do, but you didn't do it, man. So hey, the Lord, he didn't use that brother, man, because he see that hey, he wasn't for real about it. But we're gonna get one more example, and then we'll probably have like a few more precepts, and then we'll be out of here. But let's go ahead and get Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Because Hebrews 11 and 1 is pretty much talking about faith or whatnot, but it's also showing you like examples of like how how the Most High God was using these brothers as examples or whatnot, man. Basically, let the Lord use it. Go ahead.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report.
A what kind of report?
A good report.
Read on.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God.
So, hey, that's even a class for another time. Hey, you said that the worlds, hey, that's the S at the end, but hey, we ain't gonna get too far to that or whatnot. Maybe you know that there's many type of worlds, but go ahead.
So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Verse 4. By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent. So let me start over. By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain.
So hey, you know how he used Abel or whatnot. Abel gave his first to the Lord, man. Better than what Cain had gave to him, man. Cain was trying to give, the Most High God the fruit that fell off the tree, man, that hit the ground. But go ahead.
By which he obtained witness that he was righteous.
That he was what?
That he was righteous.
Read on.
God testifying of his gift. And by it he being dead yet speaking.
He what?
He being dead yet speaking.
Because that goes into like how his blood cried from the ground or whatnot. Or also showing you that hey, the Lord never forgot what Abel did, man. Or like the sacrifice that the Lord had, the sacrifice that Abel had gave unto the Lord, man. Hey, because even though like how people they tend to die or whatnot, if they left a good report on them, hey, can't nobody really say anything negative about it. Even though people would try to, but hey, when the Creator see that you did all that you could or whatnot, in this truth or whatnot, hey, it's gonna speak in the end. But go ahead.
Verse 5. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death.
So hey, the Lord held Enoch to a higher standard or whatnot, and he was like, okay, Enoch ain't even got to see death. He was just translated. But go ahead.
It was not found.
So hey, the Lord just sent Enoch straight up with him, man. But go ahead.
Because God had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God.
That he did what?
That he pleased God.
So hey, he pleased the Lord, man. That's another brother that the Lord used. But go ahead.
But without faith.
Matter of fact, jump down to verse 7.
Verse number 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark.
Did what?
Prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world. It became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
So hey, even with Noah, hey, he feared the Most High God, and he did what the Lord told him to do, to build the ark, man. So hey, that's another brother that the Lord used as an example or whatnot. But go ahead, verse 8.
By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed.
He did what?
Obeyed.
He did what?
Obeyed.
So hey, Abraham obeyed what the Lord told him to do. Because Genesis is basically showing you that Abraham had so much faith that he was going to basically sacrifice his son unto the Lord, man, because he knew that, hey, my son don't belong to me; it belongs to the Most High God. But then, when you read on in the story, he didn't do it because the angel had stopped him, man. But go ahead.
And he went out, not knowing whether he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange city. As in a strange country, dwelling in the tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise.
Of the same what?
Of the same promise.
According to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because we know Isaac and we know Jacob is of that bloodline, man. But go ahead.
For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God.
Is who?
Whose builder and maker is God.
We don't.
Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed. It was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful. Because she judged him faithful who had promised.
So hey, even with Sarah, even though like had said that Sarah had laughed about the situation or whatnot, but hey, she conceived Jacob or whatnot, or Isaac, should I say? No, is it Jacob?
She conceived Isaac.
Yeah, conceived Isaac, Shalak. But going on, let's go ahead and jump down to. We can jump down to verse 23.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child, a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
So, hey, he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter or whatnot. So, hey, and then even in verse 23, how like, even with his parents or whatnot, they disobeyed, the king's commandment or whatnot, because they were trying to, serve the Most High God over the king of Egypt or whatnot. But go ahead.
Choosing, verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God.
Of who?
With the people of God.
So, hey, he chose to rather suffer the affliction with the people of God, because we know that Moses is an Israelite as well. But hey, a lot of people, that's in Christianity and all that, they probably think that he's or they do think that he's an Egyptian or whatnot, just because he, lived with them or whatnot. But hey, even when you read in Exodus and all those in Exodus, Leviticus and all that, it shows you that Moses is an Israelite, man. And hey, he chose to suffer with his people, man, because you got to think about it. If it's like the tables was flipped or whatnot, and the Most High God had put you or put anybody in a situation like that. Say if you an Israelite, but then you have to basically leave the Edomites or like some other race or whatnot. You ain't gonna want to do that, man, because you like, these ain't my people, man. But them over there, hey, they my people, man. Because hey, Moses, he was like at a high stature or whatnot, man. He could have been like sitting all in the palaces and on the thrones and stuff or whatnot. But yet rather, he's like, nah, I'm gonna deal with my people, and hey, that's the end of it. But let's go ahead.
Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
For a what?
For a season.
For a what?
For a season.
Hey, because like, even when you read down, man, hey, it talks about Christ, it talks about Samson, David, Samuel, and so on and so forth, man. These are all brothers that the Most High God and sisters that the Most High God used, man. Let's go ahead and get James chapter 4, verse 8.
The book of St. James, chapter 4, and verse 8. Draw nigh to God.
Draw nigh to God. Go ahead.
And he will draw nigh to you.
Uh-huh.
Cleanse your head.
Do what?
Cleanse your head.
Uh-huh.
Ye sinners.
Ye who?
Ye sinners.
Uh-huh.
And purify your hearts.
Uh-huh.
Ye double-minded.
So it said, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Hey, you try to, serve the Most High God, hey, he gonna draw nigh to you. He gonna, try to use you. He said, cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. So, hey, before you do any of these things, and like, even with the teaching and like doing the classes and all that, hey, he wants to make sure that, hey, your slate is clean, man. It's like, you're not being a hypocrite, as like the scribes and Pharisees was or whatnot. But go ahead.
Verse 9. Be afflicted, and mourn,
Uh-huh.
and weep.
Uh-huh.
Let your laughter be turned to mourning,
Uh-huh.
and your joy to heaviness.
Until your what?
Into heaviness.
So, hey, it said, be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. That's going into, like, the brothers that's sinning or whatnot, man. So, like, hey, you laughing right now, but, hey, you going to cry later, man. Basically is what it's saying. Or, like, even right now, you got people that's doing all these sins, and they wonder why they're going through these things. And we try to tell them, but, hey, they ain't trying to hear it. But go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord.
Hey, that's another key thing. I could have went into like a couple of spills on being humble or whatnot. Matter of fact, I did a class about a week or two ago about being humble, man. Because hey, that's the only way the Lord can actually use you as well, man. It says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord. Read on.
And he shall lift you up.
And he shall what?
And he shall lift you up.
So hey, he'll lift you up, man. But let's go ahead and go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. This is the last precept. And we're gonna get the law. That's your law, see?
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
You're what?
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Read on.
But if the salt have lost his savior,
So, hey, if that salt ain't keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments like they're commanded to, go ahead.
wherewith shall it be salted?
So, hey, wherewith shall it be salted, man? Because, hey, even when it comes down to, like, the sin that we do or whatnot, hey, the Lord ain't, he like, hey, that's not finna, help you make it into the kingdom, man. That's not finna help you be, salted, like, with good works or whatnot, because, hey, it's still salt, nevertheless, but, hey, it's evil salt or whatnot, man. Because, hey, everything that we do, we put our own little twist to it, and it be the best thing, man. Whether it be good or evil, but the Lord, he wants you to be, hey, keeping his commandments, man, doing these good works or whatnot. Give him that good salt, but go ahead.
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
It is what?
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
Because you bringing that, hey, that evil salt or whatnot is good for nothing, man. The Lord don't want no parts in it, but go ahead.
But to be cast out.
But to be what?
But to be cast out.
So the Lord, just like how, hey, with regular salt or whatnot, hey, the Lord, he gonna cast you out, man. If you know, not doing it. But go ahead.
And to be trodden underfoot of men.
It be the what?
And to be trodden underfoot of men.
Read on.
Ye are the light of the world.
You're what?
Ye are the light of the world.
So, hey, all these, how it say that we the salt and we the light of the world, that's also showing, going back to the title, man. Like how the Lord is using you, man. He wants you to be the salt, but doing good works. He wants you to be the light. But, hey, you got to be doing the works, man. But go ahead.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
So, hey, whenever you're doing the Most High God's will or whatnot, hey, you can't be hid, man. The Lord's going to let you shine before, hey, everything, man. But go ahead.
Verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
So that even goes to, like, brothers that's kind of, like, embarrassed of like, this truth or whatnot, trying to hide their fringes and stuff, man. Hey, you can't hide that light, man. You got to, hey, either let it show or don't do it at all. But go ahead.
But on a candlestick.
But on a what?
But on a candlestick.
Uh-huh.
And it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Because, hey, even on, like, the physical aspect or whatnot, you have, like, a candle or whatnot, and, hey, you light that thing up, it'll shine the whole house, man. Hey, whatever room you go into, hey, just know it's gonna be brightened up by that candle, man, or by that light. But go ahead.
Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men.
Read that one more time.
Let your light so shine before men.
Hey, let these good works, hey, let this truth, hey, shine before men, man. But go ahead.
That they may see your good work.
That they may see what?
That they may see your good work.
Hey, that they may see your good works, not your evil works, man. Because you got to think about it. If you ain't doing these good works or whatnot, then you look just like the rest of the world, man. Hey, they all in darkness, and so is you, man. But then when they see some new thing, or to them, some new thing or whatnot, hey, it's going to, like, catch a whole lot of people's attention, man. And then they going to be like, man, he ain't like other people, man. Hey, he stay to himself. Hey, he actually is real deep in that Bible, man. Hey, he a Bible thumper or a Bible head and so on and so forth, man. But hey, we'd rather be called that than being one of those servants the Lord had say, hey, depart from me, O worker of iniquity, man. But go ahead.
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
And do what?
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Hey, with that, I say shalom. Hey, over here at the Battle Axes, we always say, keep the laws, man. Hey, at the end of every class, we bring out a law because, hey, we are the lawgivers or whatnot, man. Because, hey, from Genesis to Deuteronomy, hey, that's where a majority of our laws is at, man. But today's law is going to be Deuteronomy 6 and 4. I hope the class was edifying to everybody that tuned in. Hey, thank you to everybody that did tune in. Hey, I hope y'all learned something. I got some more precepts or whatnot. Hey, I hope y'all just, keep on enduring in this truth, man. Hey, can't stress that enough because it's like, hey, a lot of our people, they do tend to get weak, man. But hey, even like I say, when we are weak, Christ is strong, man. Let's go ahead and bring that law out, man.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
I'll read that again.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Is what?
Is one Lord.
So, hey, that goes into that Trinity doctrine, man. Hey, that's a cut, man. It says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Then you know that, hey, Christ and the Most High God is two different people, man. But go ahead.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart.
Shall be what?
Shall be in thy heart.
So that the Lord can use you, man. With that, I say shalom.
Well,
hey, y'all continue to keep on dealing with y'all brothers with humbleness and meekness and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man.